Good afternoon, Speed Gaming 2. We have what we have here today is the decisive Game 3 in the round of 16 of the Super Metroid Randomizer multi-category tournament playoffs between Kipp and AceZer0. My name is the Hockey Towner, and I'm joined by the one, the only Count Cranberry. What's going on, Count?
Not much. I am excited for today's match. You could even say I am hype. I think this, match 3, the deciding match, this match is going to slap, as the young people say.
Oh, there's no question about it, Count. There's no question about it. We have some very interesting settings for this week as well.
Yes, we do. Our runners each got to pick a week from their last 2 matches, but this time it was up to fate. Random chance decided that it would be week 4. So we're looking at full countdown, random start, and boss shuffle.
I'm super hyped for those settings, and like I said, this will decide who progresses and who is going home, so there's a lot riding on this race.
And our runners are off with a top of green Brinstar start. So going to be looking for that morph ball right off the bat, and we'll be going from there. And of course, it's an easy find right off the bat. Can't get too many places without morph ball, so they make it pretty easy for you to find.
For sure. But no, can't proceed to the... Oh yeah, of course, they got to do the early soup smock ball here in order to progress and get that item behind here. Ooh, nice pickup in the first minute of this race.
Yeah, I was all ready to say, well, there's an item back here that they're going to be orphaning because they don't have power bombs or bombs yet, but the seed just proves me wrong.
Oh, Seed, why do you do this to us, whether runner or commentator or tracker alike? Oh, that's an interesting pickup. So, the stacked green Brinstar, but a SpeedGaming pickup that leaves 2 majors here in green Brin.
And if I'm not mistaken, we should have access to almost all of them. The only one I can think of, I guess Wavegate is still out of logic, no super missiles, and Spore Spawn.
Good point, Count, but a really nice early items. That's SpeedGaming and Speed Booster. And wonder if they're going to check the bottom. I think, yeah, both are going to check the bottom of Brinstar here. Or maybe just Ace.
Yeah, with only 1 major left, I can kind of understand Kipp wanting to move on and maybe check some of the faster checks, hoping that major's over here. But it looks like that risk is not going to pay off with AceZer0 finding high jump boots.
That's a really nice pickup there for AceZer0. And but then Kipp finding the first super missile pack right here in big pink. So that is all the ammo and tons of checks to make for Kipp. But unfortunately, he's going to be hunting down a major that is not here.
Yep, and that is time that AceZer0 is going to be able to save. I imagine Ace will still make some of the easier checks just to pick up some of that ammo, get a little bit more comfortable. But Kipp is going to probably be doing those longer checks.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like he's setting up right now for the waterway check, or maybe not. They just blew it away, but deciding to go topside with it.
Yeah, waterway is such a long check. I can see, I guess he also needs the energy for the shine spark too.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Shame on you, Hockey. You neglected the energy requirement. Now, this is really interesting from AceZer0 here. He's actually heading upstairs to Criteria.
Yeah, he's out of here. With the vanilla map, he knows that he can traverse all of Criteria, so gonna be checking the majors there. But unfortunately, no majors in Criteria.
Oh, wow. So maybe 230 missiles here, looking for supers. But not going to be able to progress to the moat without those super missiles, whereas Kipp's comfy with 1 pack.
Yeah, moat or crab shaft.
Just as we finished saying that, AceZer0 gets supers at Terminator.
I'm sensing a theme in this seed.
Count Cranberry, I think you're absolutely right. I think we're onto something here. Oh, that's too funny. But Kipp gonna continue through green, or I should say pink Bryn, on the way to red tower.
So Hockey, let's put you in Kipp's shoes. You check tube, the tube item here. You get power bombs. You still have a major left. Do you go down? Do you leave the major behind, or do you turn around?
I think that I would continue, but that's because I know that there's not a major. But in Kipp's shoes, like really good chance that I keep looking in green Bryn Star. It could be anything useful, and it's early enough that it's likely a progression item. But I think this is interesting. So yeah, you're probably going to dip in and dip out at Criteria here with the zero majors.
Yeah, I can't imagine Kipp progressing other than to check this one minor item right here.
Stacking up with power bombs early here. Plenty of ammo.
Yeah, we'll have enough for at least one crystal flash, maybe two once we pick up those other miners.
That's right. So right now, supers and missiles are the limiting factors. But just a single item here in red Bryn for AceZer0 took kind of I wouldn't say the long way, but kind of the boomerang route through Criteria down next to Moat. So it could be at SpeedGaming, could be the double items at Alpha PBs, or it's not the beta power bombs here. Just a missile pack for AceZer0.
Yeah, but it looks like Kipp headed up to the Alpha PBs check and that other check up here. I don't actually know what that room is called.
Which room?
The room that AceZer0 just checked with the super missiles.
Great question. Top of red tower, maybe. I'm not sure. I know that a lot of rooms in this game do have some colorful names, but
beta PBs. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Beta Chrono.
Yeah. Got the alpha PBs, beta PBs. Yeah. I honestly didn't see that there was a super missile there. I thought it was a regular missile, but either way.
I think you're right. I think it was a regular missile.
Oh, pshaw, Count Cranberry. But surprising to see both of these runners kind of neck and neck here, but curious to see. I think this is a smart play from Ace to take a save here. I think he'll be able to, if Red Bryn doesn't work out, or if he decides he wants to do ship first, he can just, reload that save.
Yeah, heading back down Red Tower, maybe checking Business Center as well. If he doesn't find anything that might help him progress into Upper Norfair, Wreck Ship is probably the smart play. So that's a really heads-up save. I like it.
I think so too. Yeah, curious if we're gonna see I forgot about the X-ray check. That's a slow check, especially with this item loadout. But it could have some treasure for our runners. But curious to see what kind of secrets the rest of the map has for our runners.
Yep, and it looks like Ace did skip the early X-ray check. I know that Kipp can do it, is probably comfortable with it. I don't know about this energy level. I think he might want 2 E-tanks, but, we'll see.
We will indeed. This is going to be... I think it's going to be a nail-biter. I think in the race time, both the runners, Kipp and Ace, were both talking about it and thinking this one's going to be closer than previous. But really, really curious to see how it's going to play out. So I think we are going to see Business Center from Ace, or perhaps Kraid's Lair first. But I have to remind myself and the viewers that Boss Shuffle is on. So, not a lot of Norfair exploration with this energy. Although Kipp does have a 1-tank advantage. But if Kraid is vanilla, that would really work out. 2 majors in Kraid. Holy smokes.
Wow. But of course, that means it could be behind Kraid, it could be in Kraid's warehouse, which are both locked behind Kraid the boss, who may not be here. So,
excellent point. One of those majors is the X-ray scope right here on the way to the save station. Looks like Kipp's got the same idea as AceZer0. I would be surprised if he popped down to Business Center. I think he wants to know what this boss is. But definitely a heads-up play to take a save here, because it could be anything.
Now, remind me, Hockey, this is vanilla map, so our runners do not have rolling saves. I know in area you have rolling saves. I don't believe they're on for this mode.
Ooh, that's a really good point, Count. That's actually kind of kind of a detriment since since the area randomization is turned off. So they're gonna have to be very judicious with their saving. Could it actually end up costing them time to have an out of the way save somewhere? Oh wow,
Right.
a vanilla crate.
So we are going to find out what that other major here is.
One way or another, Count, we're gonna find out. I love it.
Let's see if Ace can nail the quick kill.
Uh-oh.
Just a little bit off.
Just a little bit off there, but that's okay. Plenty of ammo to finish off Kraid. So this will give Kipp a good opportunity to gain some ground on AceZer0 here if he can nail that Kraid quick kill. Yeah, Ace not quite getting those missiles to land. A lot of them just going right into Kraid's eyeballs.
Or the claw. Kraid's just dodging, diving, and weaving.
That's some good defense there. Oh yeah, Ace is about to run out of missiles here. Kipp's already done with a perfectly executed Kraid quick kill.
Yeah, but so it does appear that Kipp is going to move into the lead, at least in map exploration. Ace does still have that high jump boot advantage. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about what that means for our runners as they move through the seed?
Oh, absolutely. I think high jump is an essential item, especially me as a novice runner. But it really it's the deficit that Kipp had in terms of movement is reduced a little bit by that space jump pickup. But with speed on, it just lowers Samus's jump height even more than without speed. It can make for some very, very difficult jumping. But with space jump, as long as you're not underwater, should be all right. But AceZer0 with boots and speed booster, really, really good combination. Can pretty much access anything. And there we go. Ace finally downs Kraid. That is one dead lizard. Tough fight, but Kraid playing some impeccable defense.
Yeah, I hear there's some soccer clubs that are out scouting for Kraid.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, unfortunately, caught those hands, but yeah, tough fight. Ace has got some time to make up here, but positive that he could do it. The trick, I think, is to just put stuff like that behind you and just stick to the plan, stick to the what you can execute. I'm not super familiar with Ace as a Super Metroid runner, but I know Kipp is, an incredible vanilla and rando runner. So I think the secret to defeating Kipp in rando is not necessarily to out-execute him, but to try to beat him with your mind, beat him with a good strategy.
Yep, fully agree. It's interesting. We see Kipp headed back to X-Ray. Space Jump does make X-Ray check pretty much free. But AceZer0 headed down to Business Center.
Oh, that's interesting. Especially if X-Ray... Ooh! I was going to say, especially if X-Ray is something really nice, and it certainly is. Ice Beam pickup there for Kipp.
Yep, definitely the beam you want to see for that end game. Makes your Turian way, way, way faster. Gives you a little bit more damage. Not huge, but a little bit. But early on in the seed, with the Ice Beam activated, there's a reason people call it the shoot everything twice beam.
Right you are, Count. Right you are.
So I think as long as Ace, does wind up checking X-Ray at some point, it's not a huge loss that Kipp gets it this early.
Yeah, I don't think so either, Count. I don't think so either. Because I've got to believe that Ace is eventually going to work his way back up Red Tower to Rex ship, so I don't think he'll be missing out on it for too long. But interested to see him fully clear or clear as much of Norfair as possible here.
Checking out the Croc escape item, not a major, just a regular old missile.
Looks like Kipp's going for Meridia, a little dip into Meridia here. I wonder if we're going to see just Mama Turtle, or I'm not sure if he can get much. Oh wait, no boots.
Yeah, no boots.
So that's a quick enter exit.
Quick turnaround, especially with 0 items in West Meridia.
Oh wow, yeah.
No reason to go there.
Great eyes. I didn't even notice that. I just saw Kipp go in, go out, and it was just a reconnaissance mission completed there. But
yep, exactly.
Meridia total bust.
Meanwhile, Ace doing the ice check. That energy is ticking down. Should have plenty to get out.
I mean, I love seeing runners do this on 2 tanks. I think it takes guts.
Oh, absolutely. Lots of guts and a little bit of skill.
Right you are. Right you are. So unfortunately, guts isn't always enough. But look at that. Look at those space jumps across there. Beautiful execution from Ace. Kipp, though, into high jump boot's going to be rewarded with another E-tank. But with both of our runners with speed booster, no problem getting to Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, and Ace might actually be able to take the back door to Croc if he can get his energy up a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty close on 47 energy here. And all that for a missile pack. That's a hard skip.
Yep, for sure. I'm interested to see. I think he's going to farm up some energy. Oh, takes an unfortunate hit from that side hopper.
Oh, man, that's tough. Does he have a save at Frog Speedway?
I think he saved before he went into ice.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can just pretty much skip all that other stuff.
Although I think right now, ice might be the only way that they can get over to Bubble Mountain, going through that speedway underneath towards the Croc door.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. But it looks like Ace is bailing on Norfair here.
Yeah, probably headed up to check X-Ray at Red Tower, and then maybe check out that wrecked ship boss.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, D-Web and chat point out he could take the Frog Speedway and go underneath Bubble Mountain. I thought that was an option, but...
I guess, if you want to be technical about it.
I guess! But, yeah, Kipp stacking up this ammo, though. Leading the ammo battle here with 35, 15, 20. No charge beam yet. But, AceZer0, as long as he checks X-Ray, going to be rewarded with that final Red Bryn major item.
Yep, and then Ace has a decision to make. You know, does he go back and head towards Bubble Mountain or head up to Wrecked Ship? With Kraid being vanilla, one thing about boss shuffle is you can't have all 4 bosses be vanilla, even if it were to be, you know, quote unquote randomized in such a way. So with Kraid being vanilla, that decreases the chance that Phantoon is also vanilla, because you could only have one other vanilla boss. So I'm a little worried about what might happen if Ace heads up to Wrecked Ship.
Yeah, with this ammo count, those are not comfy fights by any stretch of the imagination, especially, I don't even think Ridley is possible on that ammo. But does get the Ice Beam, so that's good. Makes for a fast Torian, but we will see Bubble Mountain from Kipp here.
Looks like Kipp is headed down to Croc first.
Well, let's
see how many major items Croc is sitting on.
That is interesting. I'm curious to see too, and Kipp certainly got the energy as well as the skill for it.
Yep, this ammo count, this energy should make Croc no problem.
Oh no, a 0-0 Croc. That's another reset there. Good thinking with that Frog Speedway save from Kipp. Actually, both runners saved there, but I think Bubble. I think you got to go Bubble and make those 3 or 4 checks there.
Yep, I agree.
They're all within pretty close geography, but curious to see if Varia or something like that is at Wrecked Ship for Ace. Because I feel like if Kipp finds gravity here at Bubble Mountain, that's going to give him a huge advantage.
Yep, totally agree. Ace needs, if Phantoon isn't here at Wrecked Ship, there are still 2 checks available to him, Spooky Missiles and the West Ocean Missiles.
Right.
So if one of those is the major, or both of them are majors potentially, that could be a big advantage depending on what they are.
That's absolutely right, Count. Absolutely right. It's a gamble, and I love to see runners make gambles. But we will see what's at this North. The Norfair Reserve wasn't quite in its usual location, but pretty close by.
Yeah, this is a tough check. Although Space Jump makes it much easier. Norfair Reserve is always one of my most disliked checks in a game, especially on low energy.
Yeah, it's kind of a time-consuming check, but oh, nothing doing there for Kipp, but he's gonna hustle out of there. We got our West Ocean. Ooh, little beam action there for AceZer0. Plasma in the West Ocean.
Yep. Not a progression item, but a very comfortable beam to have.
I gotta tip the cap to Kipp. Tip the cap to Kipp. My gosh, try saying that 10 times fast. But that was some blistering movement there out of Norfair Reserve, crossing Bubble Mountain on his way to speed. It's so exciting to see these runners that can execute. Both AceZer0 and Kipp are just phenomenal runners of this game in terms of their movement, but also to see the strategy, to see the different checks and skips. It always makes for a good show.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is why, both of these runners are in the top 16 of this tournament. A field of over 80 competitors, and we've narrowed it down to the real cream of the crop.
No question about that. No question about it. Hats off to anybody that made the top 16 or even competed. They even competed in this tournament. It's just been spellbinding to watch. Yeah, chat pointing out, Count, that Ace did skip those supers there at the spooky missiles. That's a curious choice. And there, yeah, Varia suit. There's a big pickup there for Kipp. It's going to be hard for AceZer0 to miss that, I feel like. And Dragon at Fantoon boss location. So Wreck Ship not working out for Ace here. But Bubble Mountain definitely working out for Kipp.
Yeah, and Ace skipped those super missiles. It kind of makes sense. If the boss was Ridley or Dragon, as we saw, those super missiles weren't going to make a difference, unfortunately. So probably just saving the item fanfare.
Yeah, for sure. So no plasma beam, but Ace knows where it is, and now just going to make just a beeline to Bubble, skipping Croc for now. But still one elusive major here in Norfair, but likely here at Wave Beam. And there it is.
Wave beam at Wave Beam.
Wave beam at Wave Beam. Just a little, just like the Norfair Reserve, just a little bit removed from its normal location. So that'll chew up all the items in the Norfair here.
Randomizer just says, I gotta randomize this. Maybe we'll just move it a little to the left, just a bit.
So I think AceZer0, while he is at Bubble, he's going to be taking a save here. This is a very safe play here from Ace. Chat pointing out that Kipp's off to a big lead. I disagree. I don't think Kipp has a huge lead here because Ace is about to get his Varia suit, and he has the knowledge that Dragon is at the wreck ship, and there's really nothing at the wreck ship that he needs. I mean, assuming. So I think, like I said, Ace has a bit more knowledge than Kipp, and so he might actually be able to close the gap here.
Yeah, and with Varia being at speed, it's not a check that Ace is going to miss. So I think you're absolutely right. I think this race is much closer than it might appear. And Ace does still have the boot advantage. So when he gets that Varia, he's going to be able to make Lava Dive much easier than Kipp will.
My goodness, I completely forgot about that Lava Dive. Yeah, that's a huge point, Count Cranberry.
Now, that's not to say that Kipp can't do a bootless Lava Dive, but it is a much more difficult trick, especially on this low of energy.
Looks like he's going for it. Oh, I love to see it. I love to see the competitive spirit. This is guts. You want to talk about guts and execution? This is it right here.
All right, I'm just gonna, hold my breath for the next 30 seconds or so.
Great ball bounce, Count.
He does have ammo for a Crystal Flash if he gets low on energy. Tracking that fireball. So what Kipp needs to execute is he needs to take a hit from that fireball coming from the right to get iframes so that he can get up to those spikes and make the jump off of them a little bit higher than normal.
Oh my gosh, Count! Tip of the cap.
Oh my goodness, what a play. What a play. And, to anyone watching who's not familiar with, Super Metroid movement, Kipp just made that look incredibly easy. Like, incredibly easy. And that is such a difficult trick to pull off.
Oh, no question about it. One of the most difficult tricks in this game, but I love the patience from Kipp, waiting for just the opportune moment with that fireball to grab those iframes, just cool as a cucumber, not worried whatsoever, as well, a well-practiced and well-executed trick. Like I said, tip of the cap to Kipp. We're gonna be saying that a lot today, but that's not to take a single thing away from AceZer0, because Ace has really been impressive after that crate fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing that much time to Kraid and being as close in this race is just a testament to Ace's skill. But Hockey, you did say you wanted to say, tip of the hat to Kipp 10 times fast. So I think you're on. I think you're on 6. So you'll just have to keep on going.
We just got to keep it rolling, yeah. And I do like this play from Kipp, going kind of the normal, the intended way to GT, because that top of those missiles could be something, but it is just missiles. Still love the play though. Still love the play. But it's good to narrow down these lower Norfair checks, because so many of them are so far out of the way to check if you don't travel through lower Norfair the intended way.
Yep, absolutely. And with 2 majors down here, you almost can't afford to take the risk of going to the right, fighting the boss, and then not finding the major that you're looking for and having it be a GT. This is going to be a pretty slow fight, though. No charge beam. Got to farm these little egg things for super missiles. If there's no item here, and if Ace decides to skip GT, or at least the GT fight, this could be a good opportunity for Ace to make up some time.
I agree, Count. I definitely agree. But yeah, Kipp finishing off GT with 78 energy, really patient. I remember playing this when I was younger and being so surprised that GT could actually dodge your regular missiles with that weird sprite where it just kind of sidesteps backwards, I guess you could say. Very interesting that the devs decided to do that, and then catching those supers out of the air and just launching them back at you. It's like what a trolley boss when you don't have charge beam.
I know. And AceZer0, meanwhile, as Kipp dispatches GT, Ace making the boot lava dive, very textbook, just right on up.
Yeah, that was well executed for sure. Beautiful, beautiful lava dive, showing off the utility and usefulness of those high jump boots. I mean, he got into lower Norfair completely unscathed. I didn't catch what was that screw attack.
I believe it was a super missile, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, more ammo, more better is what I always say. But AceZer0 going to try going the back way here, using that green gate glitch.
And so this will save a little bit of time for Ace, not having to do the GT fight.
Yeah, I hope for Ace's sake. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, assuming he doesn't, just go in the back door.
Yeah, I kind of hope he doesn't. I hope that he skips. But that being a super missile, it might entice him even more to follow through with the GT fight. Yeah. Yup.
Yeah, with 2 majors in lower Norfair, it's real risky to orphan one of these checks.
It really is, but should have a good fight here. He's got 20 supers, good energy as well. But Kipp didn't like what he saw in worst room in the game. He actually reloaded the room, and now just busting through that ceiling to check. I believe this is Mickey Mouse missiles.
Yes, indeed. I always thought this was a heart until somebody pointed out that it resembled a certain trademarked mouse.
A certain trademarked mouse, that's right. SG's lawyers are on the phone with me. I can hear them in my earpiece already, but, sometimes you got to drop the old, protected trademark logo. But normal bombs pickup for Kipp. I think that's not the best, not the worst item to find there, and it certainly narrows down what could be down here.
Yeah, bomb's never a bad find, but certainly not this major you're wanting to see at this point in the race.
No question about it. Now, Count, I'm percolating on a hypothesis here. If grapple's down here, you got to commit to full suitless, right? I mean, you have to. If you've got grapple and ice.
I mean, I think so, but there's going to be a couple spots where you might need those high jump boots where grapple doesn't do you any good. So Kipp would likely still be on the hunt because I believe, and Jack can correct me if I'm wrong, but high jump is pretty much required logically for any kind of suitless play.
That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
Now that's logic. Logic doesn't always apply to Kipp and what he can do with the game. So.
Oh, that's an excellent point. So Kipp's really on the hunt here. Going to be he checked the jail. It was just missiles, but also going to be checking here at Lower Norfair the escape. So not committing to the boss. So for AceZer0, it's either Ridley or Fantoon, and he knows that. But for Kipp, it could also be Dragon. So kind of a difficult circumstance to be in for Kipp.
Yeah, for Ace, it's a coin flip on whether he can kill the boss and escape. For Kipp, it's a 1 out of 3, so Kipp's feeling the odds even worse than Ace is.
For sure, unless he just gets something incredible right here. Another power bomb pack. Curious. So I think that means it has to be behind Ridley.
Yep, item. I think you're right.
And if Ridley's not vanilla, we're not going to see that item for a while. Ooh, good call, D-Web. Our illustrious tracker, the power bombs of shame could hold the treasure as well.
Very true, but that's a commitment. You head that far, that deep into Lower Norfair, you're checking the boss for sure.
Yeah, and I think if this is vanilla Ridley, this is a really tough fight for Ace. 20 supers, 40 missiles, 15 power bombs with 2 tanks and a reserve. Like that's a tough ask, but I think he's up for it.
Yeah, it would be a long fight. He's going to pick up a little bit more ammo along the way. Whatever the power bombs of shame, fire fleas, and if Ace doesn't go up and check Lower Norfair escape, if he goes straight for the boss, that could be a little bit of time savings again.
For sure. Now, what do you think about this? This is supreme confidence from Kipp here. No save at Red Key Hunter Shaft. I honestly don't know when the last time Kipp took a save.
It was before Lava Dive. But also, to be fair, Kipp hasn't found anything that he would particularly want to save.
That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point. So if in the off chance that the boss is unbeatable, or if disaster strikes, it wouldn't be that much of a time loss because he could just zoom back down here if he needed to.
Right, but if this boss isn't killable, that means one of two things to Kipp. It means that either Fantoon is vanilla and that your progression item is at wrecked ship, which to Kipp it could be high jump boots because Kipp doesn't know where high jump boots are.
Oh wow, yeah, what a good point, Count. Man, you're sharp as a new scalpel, Count. My goodness, that is some cosmic brain stuff. I didn't even consider that. It's just so easy to assume that Kipp has high jump the way that he's moving, but he doesn't. He does not have those boots. Those are what, at Etikun's E-Tank?
Yep, they were.
Well, this is going to be the moment of truth here, Count. This is really going to dictate, I think, how this race goes for both of these runners.
Imagine something like, Fantoon here. So we don't see the other Lower Norfair item. We know that, it's Ridley. We would know that Ridley's in Meridia. But then you find something like Grapple at in wrecked ship. And then you've got all your suitless items, but Kipp is still high jump short.
That's a tough situation to be in. So I mean, I think Kipp, if that is the circumstance, if the seed is pushing our runners towards suitless, oh my gosh, it is vanilla Ridley. If the seed's pushing our runners towards suitless, I feel like, gosh, I think Ace definitely would have the advantage there with those high jump boots. But if Gravity's in wrecked ship or something like that, although it's a moot point though because Ridley's at Ridley, so right. Really Ridley has to have Gravity for Kipp to really capitalize on this Lower Norfair excursion.
Right. So if it's Gravity, Kipp likely maintains his lead over AceZer0. If it's Grapple, that could blow the seed wide open.
It definitely could. It definitely could. Just rip things right up, rip the space-time continuum. Chad asking how many more races they have. This is the third and final decisive race between AceZer0 and Kipp. So whoever wins this is moving on to the quarterfinals.
The is for all the beans and marbles and whatever other item you might consider. It's for all of it.
It's for all of it, count. And I gotta tip the cap once more to Kipp here. What an incredible fight against Ridley on a non-ideal items. And look at that. As if on cue, Count Cranberry, it is the gravity suit. So Kipp's gonna just go full throttle.
Yep, pretty much no obstacles left for Kipp with a vanilla map, gravity suit. Kipp is moving and shaking. Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
I was just saying the only thing left is that ammo count. So our racers are still going to be looking for either charge beam or enough ammo to kill Mother Brain.
And Kipp still with a 10 missile advantage, but not a very stingy seed for supers. And I feel like Ace has gotta, if charge is gonna be on the way, kinda for Ace, like if it's in somewhere in Rex ship, I think that could put Ace back into this seed or into this race. But this is pretty much, like you said, just short on ammo for go mode for Kipp.
I love that little mock ball through Wasteland. never been able to do it, which is why it's so impressive to me.
It's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. And this is a really, really tough Ridley fight. Looking for those double hits on these power bombs. I like that Ace is opening with the power bombs, just kind of loosening up, just getting those to land, and before opening up a can with those super missiles.
Absolutely. Ridley, he's not mad yet. He's upset because he's a big angry space lizard, but he's not enraged, so easier to get those double hits with the power bombs.
For sure. A slower target is an easier to hit target.
Absolutely. And Ace manipulating this Pogo AI, so he can just land these missiles just right into Kraid's feet.
Just a few more missiles. Now pick him up. Pick him up, Ridley. What a fight. What a fight from AceZer0. Very nicely done.
Yeah, just an excellent low ammo fight. Hit him with those power bombs. That's not easy to do. Ridley's AI is programmed to fly away from power bombs, so making sure that you get those double hits was just fantastic.
I love the raise the eyebrows, the nod from AceZer0 getting that gravity suit. Yep, there it is. That's the one they needed. It was right where they looked. The last place that they looked, until they check another place, right, Count?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. This tournament has really produced some amazing races between these runners. Between all the runners, but this matchup especially, after the kind of the heartbreaking fashion in race 2 yesterday, and I feel like race 1 was a runaway for Kipp as well.
Yeah, the playoffs have definitely been they've lived up to their expectations for the hypes, for sure.
So I think if you're AceZer0 at this point, like what do you do? What can you do to get yourself back into this? What do you need to be where? That's the real question. You need charge beam to be in a place that Kipp's not going to check, but Kipp is also going to be hunting for missiles and supers.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's kind of a toss-up. Ace has extra knowledge about wrecked ship that Kipp doesn't have, so he knows which boss is there. He knows that if he goes through Meridia, he can turn wrecked ship on. Kipp may or may not do wrecked ship checks. Ace might do a couple of quick ones just to see if he can find charge. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he can do, but he's got a little bit of low energy here. Still has a reserve tank, but lower Norfair escape is not easy.
Yeah, this is tough. This is tough on 54 energy, even with both suits. Very tough situation. But I think this is an E-tank. Yes! The bailout. Got the E-tank at Hoda Ruby Missile. Whew!
Gonna make that escape nice and comfy, saying hi to the Three Musketeers on his way by.
That's right. The comfier the lower Norfair escape, the better for any runner.
So if I'm Ace, you know, I've taken a couple of resets. I know it's at wrecked ship. You know, there's one location that I can think of that might be a little bit slower. Well, well, that all the theory crafting just went out the window with Kipp finding charge beam.
It sure did. It sure did. Yeah, that I don't want to. It's way too early to call, but that gives Kipp a huge advantage. Unless he skips plasma, that's going to be a 60-shot mother brain versus a 20-shot. If Ace does get ice and plasma again, or even if he just gets plasma, that's still like a 24-shot. But whew, man, that is definitely not where Ace needed charge beam to be.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, maybe he goes Forgotten Highway and checks plasma along the way, but you know, that's not gonna be an option now.
Yeah, because now Kipp is just gonna start just blasting through these bosses. But at the same time, AceZer0 can do the baby skip. I don't know if Kipp can do it without high jump. Maybe. I don't know if it can be done by anybody without high jump. It's probably very difficult.
Yeah, baby skip. Yep, for sure.
I know it can be done without speed, but I don't know if it can be done without high jump.
I believe it's not possible, or at least hasn't been done yet, but, you know, I could be wrong.
Rumble Mims in chat coming through for us, Count.
Appreciate it. Twitch chat always has the answers.
They really do. They really do. So Fantoon fight here for Kipp. AceZer0 trying to capitalize. So the advantage here is that AceZer0 will not have to make any of these ammo checks if he's just completely YOLOing. But if he's got to check Aqueduct and get that charge beam. Otherwise, it's gonna be an ammo hunt.
Yeah, and with the super count where it is and how stingy this seed has been, I can't imagine that, you know, Ace isn't going to be checking Aqueduct. If not for, you know, charge, just for the miners.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And I'm just now realizing that even if Ace wanted to, he couldn't have taken the Forgotten Highway and checked Plasma, because Dragon's not dead.
Ah, excellent point. Excellent point. That's tough. Man, these seeds with boss shuffle without light or full area, these are tough. These are really tough.
There's so much to consider. But Kipp making Fantoon look easy. Saying goodbye to everyone's favorite ghost.
We say good luck with the ghost, but now we say goodbye to the ghost. So Kipp's going to be heading straight up to the surface and going to do battle with Dragon. And yeah, this is going to be really tough for Ace to come back from. I think even if he stops and grabs plasma. The Kipp train's a rolling, Count.
It really is, and it is rolling hard.
It's been a really nice seed. I really like the decision making that the runners have made. You know, some tactical skips here and there, some good checks. But it's been how about a D factor from AceZer0? Love it. Oh, didn't get that fourth particle. Come on, Botwoon, you jerk.
For a second, I thought it was going to hit on the boomerang, but Botwoon's hitbox just did not want to play nice.
He's the worst boss in the game. It's got to be. It's just got to be the worst boss. Ooh, yeah, chat pointing out in order for Ace to have as fast a Tori as Kipp too, it needs that ice beam. So that's another slow check. Yeah, this is. Oh man, this is tough.
Yeah, and Ace isn't going to be routing past X-Ray naturally.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going to take this straight up into Red Tower, just like Kipp's doing right now.
Yeah, with 15 power bombs, I'd be surprised if Ace goes back for ice. But I do think Ace is going to get that plasma beam, so he will have a faster mother brain.
I think so too, and the potential for baby skip. So I think that's like maybe a minute and a half maximum. But I think Kipp's just way too far ahead.
Ace just missing the full halfie. Just made it through the door with the Shine Spark, but just didn't quite have enough frames.
Got to give credit where credit's due for trying such difficult tricks. It just frames away from getting that.
Yeah, that is not an easy trick.
So Kipp picking up supers at the moat, just expanding capability. to deliver more DPS against Mother Brain 2. But
Yep.
yeah, it looks like unless he just grabs West Ocean on the way out, no plasma beam for Kipp. But already at the ship, already ready to do battle with Dragon.
And meanwhile, Ace coming in to say hello to Fantoon. I'm actually a little surprised that Kipp is making checks at this point. I mean, I'm sure he's on the hunt for plasma, and that is a pretty quick check. It'll be interesting to see if he checks right side supers. Looks like he's not going to.
Now, 2 items in the wreck ship for Kipp. They could be boots, they could be plasma, screw attack, grapple, etc. But yeah, I think it's worth checking. Those are pretty quick checks.
Yeah, I'm sure plasma was the prize. It would have given Kipp X-ray for Dragon.
Gotta love that X-ray scope. Gotta love that microwave beam. That is 1 dead ghost for AceZer0. Gonna be putting Meridia in his rearview mirror, but Kipp's getting ready to do the decisive battle here with Dragon.
Last of the G4 bosses. Kipp giving Dragon some taste of Shine Spark action.
Gotta love that 1-2 combination of the X Factor with the Shine Spark and then finishes off with ammo. Really nice fight from Kipp.
Yeah, pretty much textbook any percent fight.
And side skip Spring Ball, it has no use this late in the run. And yeah, just gotta leave out the ship and go straight to Torian for Kipp.
Yep, it is the race to the G4 elevator and Mother Brain beyond. Meanwhile, Ace heading out of Botwoon's hallway.
He'll follow the same routing, but Kipp gonna show off this spark across the West Ocean here. So no plasma pickup, but it just won't make any difference at this point.
Yep, Kipp's lead is pretty commanding at this point.
We've seen some shenanigans happen in Torian between runners of all skill level, but it was gotta give credit to Kipp. This is really well routed and well executed. I feel like AceZer0 didn't really make any terrible choices. It just had a couple hang-ups, but still very well played.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, easily could have gone the other way, you know, had AceZer0's early wrecked ship play worked out. You know, if there had been, you know, a major or, you know, Variasuit up there instead of at Bubble Mountain, we could be looking at an entirely different race. So I think both runners made some great routing choices. Just, you know, it happened to work out in one runner's favor.
No, for sure, for sure. Chat pointing out too, yeah, Ace is going back for ice here. So getting ice and plasma most likely to get that full beam combo.
Yep, absolutely. It does make Turian much faster and much more comfortable. So I can respect that decision.
For sure, for sure. Great. It makes a Zeb skip a lot easier too. Even I can do ice Zeb skip, and that's saying a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was just thinking about the Metroids, but Zeb skip absolutely is worth the time, and the ammo saved.
No doubt. We've seen runners like Simo execute speed Zeb skip like they're doing it in their sleep, but for a lot of runners, that speed Zeb skip can be pretty finicky. So, Ice Beam's not quite a required item per se in Randomizer, but it sure is comfy.
And Kipp just zooming through Metroid Room 1. I love watching runners who are, you know, super proficient at the Metroid rooms go. They're just it's like a symphony of button presses.
It's pretty sick, isn't it? Like, look at that Metroid Room 3. My goodness.
Like, I don't think Kipp stopped his forward momentum or forward motion. Like, I've got to like stop and switch weapons and then, you know, cancel.
You got to think about it. You got to be like, okay, now I'm going to switch to supers. Now I'm going to deselect supers. Now I'm going to keep moving forward. Like, it's all It's all choreographed for these top runners. It's really sensational to watch.
Yeah, in my case, it's more like, all right, I'm going to shoot this Metroid with ice. All right, I got it with a super missile. Now I got to deselect. Oh, God, I'm in the lava. Oh, no, the other one's on me. Oh, no.
Yeah, chat pointing out to the chatter asking about Tori and Metroids. You can kill the Metroids with 3 power bombs apiece, which is why getting 15 power bombs is so cozy if you haven't found ice yet. It can be done with 10, although it depends on drops, because you need 12.
Yep, 4 Metroid rooms, 3 power bombs per room. Of course, drops don't always cooperate.
That's true. And because there's no area randomization, they don't get the refill at the elevator, so it can be very costly. And then another chatter asking, how does the final race get selected? So there's a random number generator by command on race time. And if that random number generator produces a number that corresponds to one of the week 1 through 7 settings and isn't one of the previously selected weeks, that is the seed settings for that week or for this race that the runners decide for these decisive game 3s. Wow! Could I have explained that in any more convoluted way? My goodness.
I think you explained it perfectly.
I'm all tongue-tied. I'm completely tongue-tied.
Well, you've been saying tip of the hat to Kipp this whole race, and saying it correctly, so you can't be that tongue-tied.
I completely botched the first time, but I feel like I stuck the rest of them. But talk about sticking the landing here. Kipp's just got to defeat Mother Brain 2, and this is a very, very simple fight for Kipp. 60 shots, any percent PRKD loadout here, plus a ton of ammo. That's going to be helpful, too.
Yep, giving Mother Brain the business with those missiles. Probably saving the super missiles for the catch-up phase. Or just right now.
Just going for it. Kipp delivering the damage with those supers right to Mother Brain. We are going to see a little microwave action here from Ace on Dragon. And Sam is standing up, signifying that the fight is complete. Ding! And you're done.
I never knew that Samus had an automatic stand-up when Dragon died until this tournament. I learned that, I think in week 4. But, the things you learn.
Isn't it fantastic? I love it. I love just how the sprite, Samus' sprite just stands up, and that's when you know I don't need the X-ray scope anymore.
Looks like we are into the transition cutscene for Mother Brain. Kipp has the tanks to do stand-up glitch, but without Plasma Beam, not really worth it. And definitely risking a little bit with the potential soft lock, so opting just to go the normal way.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Oh, I love this movement here from AceZer0, that space boost across West Ocean. Mwah. Chef's kiss all the time. Love to see it. You add Spring Ball into that, you could hop right over the moat too. It's wild, wild movement.
And of course, being proven wrong once again, Kipp, having executed the stand-up, is going to be doing stand-up glitch against Mother Brain. Every bit of damage counts, I guess, so here we go.
That's not a flex either. That's respect given to his opponent from Kipp. Anything to save even a second, 2-3 seconds, Kipp's gonna do. I mean, that's the respect that he has for AceZer0 as a competitor. That is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy to just take the cutscene, hit Mother Brain with all those hyper beams at the end. You're risking, the potential for soft block here, a couple different ways that you can. Kipp, though, demonstrating he's very comfortable with the strategy, so just hitting those charged Spazer Wave ice shots, and we'll have an expedited, if that's even a word, phase.
It is now. It is now.
We've declared it, created a new word, all in a day's work for Super Metroid commentary.
All in a day's work. Yeah, the tournament organizers told me the check's in the mail, so we should be seeing that in a few weeks, but
I look forward to my residual payments.
So just a few hyper beam shots here from Kipp. He'll begin his escape. AceZer0, though, into Metroid Room 1, and oh my goodness. Gotta shake this Metroid off. Pops the reserve. Oh dear.
Oh.
Gets freed and blows away those Metroids.
That was a tense moment there for a second. You never want to see your reserves get popped in Turian. Not by a long shot.
But you know what? It's okay. AceZer0 is going to live to fight another day entering Metroid Room 3 here. But Kipp on the escape.
Has all the tools he needs to get out of the planet. Little different without high jump boots, but not too bad. And Ace coming up on baby skip.
Behemoth Spark from Kipp as he enters the parlor. Count Cranberry, nothing stands between Kipp and the next round of this tournament, but ledge grabs, wall jumps, and a little bit of steam as he heads to the landing site.
I've seen steam be a decider before, but I think in this case, not going to happen.
And in the decisive race 3, Kipp finishes in first place with an official race time of 54 minutes and 49 seconds. GG's to Kipp, moving on to the quarterfinals. But AceZer0, having recovered from that baby grab, going to fill up his energy and is going to finish out the race. So stay tuned. We're going to get both runners hopefully in for an interview once Ace has completed.
Yep, and Ace putting that ice beam to good use, executing that Zeb skip flawlessly. Coming up on Mother Brain 1. Got to break that glass open, transition over to Mother Brain 2. With full beam combination, 20 charge shots will take us into Mother Brain 3. Ace not going to be able to perform the stand-up glitch. You need 7 E-tanks, and so Ace will not be doing that. We'll be seeing the full cutscene as intended. It looks like we are joined by our winner today, Kipp. GG's to Kipp.
Hey, GG, Count Cranberry, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very good, having watched this fantastic race.
Yeah, that was a fun seed, and yeah, I mean, game 3, always a lot of pressure, especially against someone like Ace. I was talking on the phone yesterday with one of my IRL buddies that follows the Super Metroid stuff, and I was trying to explain to him, I was like, this is a really, really tough first round matchup. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Ace not only took one game but won the series. And then, after yesterday, technically, it's hard to say. I think there's a good chance that Ace would have won game 2 anyway, even without the huge debacle that I had. But after something like that, you don't want to be handing a good player like a free game, so to speak. So I feel very fortunate that, game 3 went well today, and I'm excited to move on. GG, Ace.
Yep, and we're also joined in chat by Ace. Ace from the future, as we're still seeing Ace complete on stream. But GG's.
GG's Ace, and also GG's Kipp. Sorry, I was AFK.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, GG's Kipp. I didn't know the link would work from yesterday, if I could join or not with that, but yeah.
I love it. We got both in here. We don't have to talk while one's finishing up the race, so this is perfect. So Ace, while you've got the feed, tell us about this baby cutscene here. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, tell us about your approach to the seed. What did you think went right?
Honestly, I think I made good choices, generally speaking. I got a little bit behind and bogged down by that Kraid fight that I was just in awe at how many shots hit like Kraid's upper lip, maybe like 2 pixels too high to do damage. And I just kept hitting the same spot over and over and over again. And like, I've never quite had a fight go like that. It was really bizarre. And obviously that's a huge time sink. Like, I would imagine Kipp did not miss the quick kill at all. And usually
didn't this time, but it definitely happens from time to time.
Right. I mean, I spent like, I don't know, a minute and a half in that fight after the quick kill. Just like, I even had to farm up ammo because I ran out because I hit so many supers into Kraid's upper lip that didn't damage. But obviously I felt a little bit behind from that alone. And then going into upper Norfair with no tanks, like, and then I took that bad death on the way out of Crumble Tower, like from the Tuskegee, and it was just like, well, I don't feel very comfortable with these hell runs. They're slow. You know, if I have to keep farming up, and I can't even necessarily get to wave unless there's an E-tank somewhere. And then made the choice like, okay, well, I'm already behind. Kipp's got better movement than me already, so, and it's been somewhat linear this far. I can take a gamble on the X-ray item, and the maybe wreck ship is vanilla, and then I can get some good stuff there. And that could be a big game changer, and of course that didn't pan out. So I think that was a sound choice considering where I was at in the race, already probably a decent amount behind.
No, for sure, Ace. I thought it was given what you kind of were feeling with the seed, and given your opponent Kipp being such a strong player, I think, yeah, it was definitely a good choice, a good gamble, but it just didn't quite work out. And on the restream, we do see Ace finishing. This is Ace from the past rather than from the future. Ace finishing with an official race time of 1 hour and 15 seconds. So GG's to Ace.
Yeah, speaking of which, can I just say, like, this was actually a really, really big victory for me because up to this point in the regular Swiss portion, I lost both of the races that I raced against someone that used the Kirby ship. And Ace is using the Kirby ship, so I'm very glad to have broken that curse. So,
you know what it is? I didn't get the start at the Kirby ship. It didn't help me out at the beginning when I needed it.
See, there we go.
There we go. Starting Green Bryn.
That Green Bryn start. But yeah, the Kirby ship is not to be trifled with, but maybe the curse has been broken by Kipp. I mean, Kipp, who are you facing in the next round?
Well, I think today, I need to check the exact time, but Derp and Mega Man 2 are playing in the first round, and whoever wins will be my opponent. So technically, I don't know yet, but I'm excited, really excited to play either one of them. I have played Derp before, and I think the semifinals of League Season 3. I don't think I've ever raced Mega Man 2 in a tournament, like a randomizer tournament, straight up. So that would be fun as well. So either way, I'm going to have, you know, a tough opponent round 2. And like I've been saying, I really feel like anybody can win this thing. And there's just so much to know and so much to be familiar with. And I think I'm still learning and trying to improve in some of these modes. So I feel like no matter, you know, who I play, whether it's one more round or if I go further, I'm going to have my hands full. So I got a lot of practice to do.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Kipp. Yeah, the skill ceiling, or maybe the skill floor, I don't know if I'm using the phrase correctly, it's just been astounding in this tournament to see 80-plus runners enter and see the competition just to make the top 16 be so heated and so tough. I think that, yeah, as the playoffs go by, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder. I think we're going to see a lot of 3-race series. Which, you know,
Hockey, I think you're right on both accounts. I actually think the skill ceiling is higher, and I think the floor required to be good is higher, because I'm telling you, man, like, it's really difficult to explain just in like 10 seconds, but the nuanced situations that a lot of these combination of modes can put you in are so like different from one another and diverse, and in a lot of cases haven't shown up a ton in previous tournaments. And so, and there's 7 different ones, like you can't practice them all like 100 times each, you know what I'm saying? So it requires a lot, and I'm telling you, man, you can get in some bad spots. I mean, like, I played this seed really aggressive just because I felt like Ace was a good player, and I felt like I needed to make some moves. I'm really happy with how I played, but to be quite frank, if one or two things had been slightly different, could be a different result. So, yeah, these seeds are really challenging, but that's part of the fun of why we set it up this way. I don't think we've ever had randomizer players be as challenged as this in a 3-game series.
I think you're right, Kipp. I think you're right. And I am just dying laughing right now from Ace saying the skill walls, the skill windows. Ace, let's not forget the skill mudroom, or perhaps the skill foyer. Those are also important to consider. But Ace, what a great show of sportsmanship. Still have a sense of humor, so it's wonderful to see. And of course, the student analysis is always from Kipp. But Ace, it's been wonderful seeing you in this tournament, and I also saw that in the race time room talking to Kipp that you're going to be hopefully joining on comms now that you won't be progressing the tournament. So really looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, obviously sometimes it's disappointing or upsetting to take a loss or something, and even though I didn't play the best in this one, I feel like I would have had to play like my absolute best to beat Kipp, and I was able to do that in one of the races yesterday. But I kind of felt like I'm playing on borrowed time. When you play against the best players, it makes it more fun, but you obviously have to play your best. And I was able to win one yesterday. I won against like Polar Bunny and Maniacal and Saffron, and I had a good run. And this tournament's just been a lot of fun playing against people that like I've learned so much from. I guess not to eat up too much time, but it's kind of big to me to get to play against people that like have taught me big things. Like I learned a lot about like RBO and got excited about it watching Maniacal do it, and I got to play against him and take a win. I learned when I was first starting out, I don't know if it was a YouTube video or a clip or something, but like I learned how to mock ball from Kipp. That's the first trick I learned from you, Kipp.
That's so cool.
I learned how to mock ball, and like now 2-3 years later got to play against you and actually hold my own. It's a very cool feeling.
Yeah, that's really special, man. And I've had experiences like that as well, over the years playing people that I initially started watching. So in some ways I feel kind of honored and kind of excited that in some way hopefully I've contributed to other players and increased interest in wanting to compete and play. So that's really nice to hear. But yeah, once again, I want to say GG not only to you, Ace, in terms of this race and the series, but you should be very, very proud of yourself. Going 5-2 in the Swiss was incredibly difficult. The competition was extremely high, and I'm just really glad that you participated as well as a lot of other people. So great tournament, man. And I think that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys next round, and I've got a lot of practicing to do. But thanks a lot, Hockey and Count Cranberry. And I think D-Web tracked this one. Really appreciate you guys. And hopefully we'll see you in the coming week.
You got it, Kipp. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kipp. Yeah, I think Kipp just kind of almost wrapped it up for us by himself. Hockey and I talked, and I was going to take the closing, but Kipp kind of just took care of it for me. Ace, any kind of final thoughts? We kind of had a little bit of a chat there now that the tournament is over for you, but any kind of final thoughts on the tournament overall and kind of your anticipation of commentary in the future?
I had not really anything else. Just going to echo what Kipp said. Thanks to you guys for tracking commentary, everybody for watching, and it was just great fun. All the different modes were all fun and different enough that it kept it very fresh every week. Slightly different things to learn is always neat. Just looking forward to every match because all of them from this point out are going to be super good matches.
Absolutely. And we are looking at a couple more matches today, actually. We've got AceZer versus Bressingham coming up in an hour on Speed Gaming 2. So, go take a little break, have a little bit of lunch or, whatever meal is appropriate for your time zone, and come on back. That starts at 2:10 Eastern. And then we've also got MM2 NES cartridge versus Derp on the main Speed Gaming channel at 5:10 Eastern. So, big matches, hype matches coming up. I'm looking forward to it. We hope we see everyone out there in Twitch chat at those matches and give our runners some love. We saw some great talent today. Go over to their Twitch channels, give them a follow. Give my co-coms a follow in our tracker. D-Web, the gears of this machine can't turn without, trackers and without the Speed Gaming staff. So just a lot of love all around. I think that's going to do it. Hockey, any final thoughts?
No, you nailed it, Count. It was a pleasure doing commentary. I look forward to coming with you and many others in the future, so thank you.
Yeah, likewise. All right. Well, I think that does it for us for this match here. Again, stick around for the next match in a little under an hour, and we will see you next mission. Thanks, everybody.